This video is all about a pretty unique trading indicator called Volumatic Trend, created by ChartPrime. It's a cool tool because it doesn't just show you the trend, it actually blends that trend logic with volume information, giving you a really dynamic look at market momentum and how much activity is behind the moves. We're going to dive into what this indicator is, how it works, and how you might be able to use it in your trading. If you happen to find any value in what we cover today, do me a solid and remember to leave a like on the video. Let's get into it. Now, to get started with this indicator, you'll first want to head over to TradingView. That's the charting platform I'm going to be using here. If you don't have an account yet, no worries. There's a link down in the video description to help you sign up. Once you're set up, load up whatever market and time frame you like to trade, then click on the Indicators button up top. In the search box, just type in Volumatic Trend. You're looking for the one that says it's by ChartPrime. Click on that, and it'll pop right onto your chart. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the all-powerful Volumatic Trend indicator by ChartPrime. Basically, think of it as a smart trend follower that also keeps a close eye on volume, showing you not just where the price is heading, but how much muscle is behind that move. It helps you spot trend shifts and see volume strength or weakness really easily. So, looking at this indicator on the chart, you'll notice a couple of main things. First up is this line that changes color, which we can call the trend ribbon. It'll be blue when the indicator thinks we're in a bullish trend, and it switches to yellow when things turn bearish. You'll also see these little diamond markers pop up right when the trend potentially shifts direction, marking the start of a new bullish or bearish phase. The indicator also automatically colors your price candles to match the trend. Blue for up, yellow for down. What's neat is that the candle coloring isn't just flat. It uses a gradient based on volume intensity. So, brighter blues or yellows mean higher volume during that candle, while darker shades mean less volume, helping you spot those pressure points instantly. Then there's the volume histogram. For bullish trends, you'll see blue histogram bars plotted just under the main price action, kind of forming a zone. For bearish trends, it flips, and you get yellow histogram bars plotted above the price action. Finally, you'll see these panel labels usually appear near the end of a trend zone, showing the delta, which is the net difference between the buying and selling volume for that specific trend leg, and the total volume accumulated during that trend. This gives you a quick summary of the volume dynamics for that move. Now, let's peek into the settings, because this indicator is really customizable. If you go into the Settings panel, under the Inputs tab, you'll see the length. The default is 40, which is pretty balanced. If you wanted to track longer-term trends, you could bump this up to maybe 100 or 150. Or, if you're more into scalping and short-term moves, you could try lowering it. For this video, I'm just going to stick with the default 40. I'm not changing anything there. You've also got an option to show or hide the volume histogram. Personally, I think the histogram is a key part, so I'm definitely keeping that visible. Over in the Style tab, there are a bunch of toggles. You can turn off the Volume Magic Candles trend if you don't want the special candle coloring. You can hide the trend line itself, or the trend change diamonds if you don't need those signals. You can also disable the panel labels that show the delta and total volume. Like I said, lots you can tweak, but for me, I'm keeping all the default settings as they are. Once you're happy, just click OK. Next, we're going to go over how to use this indicator to trade. But before we do that, let's talk about SimpleFX, which is the Forex broker that I use for trading. This is their web trading platform, and as you can see, adding an indicator to your chart is super simple. You just click on the function icon, and you're going to see a bunch of indicator options ready for selection. Whether you need the MACD, you just type that in. There you have it. If it's the EMA, there you have it. If it's the super trend, there you have it. Basically, you have indicators for trend identification, momentum analysis, volume analysis, etc. What makes this setup even better is that the charts are powered by TradingView. This means you get to enjoy the same familiar settings and robust charting features that you love, making your trading experience seamless and intuitive. Also, SimpleFX offers over 450 tradable instruments as you can see here. But what I love the most is that they offer a first deposit bonus of up to $5,000, along with a 10% cashback. To get access to these bonuses and all the other perks, sign up to SimpleFX using the link in the video description. Alright, back to the indicator. So how can we actually use Volumatic Trend to trade? Well, the most obvious way is just to identify the overall trend. Blue ribbon and blue candles mean you're likely in a bullish phase, so you'd generally be looking for long opportunities. Yellow ribbon and yellow candles signal a bearish phase, suggesting you might want to look for shorts. Simple enough, right? But where it gets interesting is bringing in the volume context. You can use those volume histogram spikes to gauge the strength of the trend. If you see consistently large histogram bars compared to recent history, it suggests strong participation and that the current trend might have legs. On the flip side, if the volume starts drying up, smaller bars, it could be a warning sign that the trend is losing steam. You could even use sudden large volume spikes as potential areas to think about taking profit, because sometimes a big volume surge happens right before a pullback or exhaustion. Now, let's talk about a specific strategy. Maybe focusing on pullbacks within the established trend, using that volume confirmation we talked about. So, for a bullish setup, first you'd want to see the indicator showing a clear uptrend. The trend ribbon is blue, the candles are blue. Then, you wait for the price to pull back and actually touch or bounce off that blue trend ribbon. Here's the key part. As the price bounces off the ribbon, you need to look down at the volume histogram. You want to see that the histogram bars during that bounce are relatively larger compared to the bars just before the pullback started. Those bigger blue bars suggest strong buying interest stepping in at the trend line, validating the pullback. If the bars during the bounce are small and dark blue, it signals weak participation, and you'd probably skip the trade. But if you get that volume confirmation, you could look to take a long position as the price starts moving up again off the ribbon. You'd place your stop loss just under the recent swing low that formed during the pullback. For the take profit, you could aim for something like 1.5 times your risk. Let the trade run and see what happens. And it's pretty much the exact opposite for a bearish setup. You'd first identify a downtrend, yellow ribbon, yellow candles. Wait for price to rally back up and touch the yellow trend ribbon. As it rejects off the ribbon, check the volume histogram above the price. You're looking for relatively larger yellow bars during that rejection, compared to the bars just before the rally. That indicates strong selling pressure coming in. If you see it, you could consider taking a short position as the price turns back down. Place your stop loss just above the recent swing high formed during that rally, and aim for a take profit target of 1.5 times your risk. Remember, that volume confirmation during the pullback is crucial for this particular approach. So, to wrap things up, the Volumatic Trend Indicator by ChartPrime is a really handy tool that merges trend-following logic with super useful volume insights. It gives you more than just direction. It helps you see the conviction, or lack thereof, behind the price moves using those volume-graded candles and the histogram zones. It's great for getting a better feel for whether a trend has real strength or if it might be running out of gas, making it useful for both swing traders and intraday folks looking to add some volume context to their setups. Now, just a quick disclaimer. Please remember that this is not financial advice. The strategy I showed here is really just made up of indicators and is meant for educational purposes to demonstrate how you could use this tool. It's definitely not a complete, standalone profitable system. You should always do your own research and consider adding your own analysis, whether that's price action, market structure, fundamental analysis, or whatever else fits your trading style before making any trading decisions. And that's a wrap on the Volumatic Trend Indicator. If you found value in this video and learned something new, please hit that like button. It really helps out. Or even better, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future indicator spotlights and strategies. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you